What's good, everyone? Zuukle here, back again with another video. It's been a long time since I actually talked over a video, but in today's video I'm going over the true ice build. Now this build has been updated 3 times, but that's okay. This should be the final, because now we no longer need Frozone in order to get ice skates and use ice skates in layer 2. So with that being said, please consider subscribing because I do post daily videos. Alright, let's get right into it. Race, you can choose whatever you want. Guys, listen. Race does not matter. Technically they do to an extent, but there is no major changes when it comes to races. Me personally, I'm just a Vesperian in real life. That's all I use. I'm a Vesperian. Alright, so with that being said, race Vesperian. Murmur, Ardor. The reason you want Ardor because it does extra posture damage, and what you want to do against mobs is posture break them so they can no longer hit you. For Bell, honestly, Bell could be anything you want. It does not matter, okay? To an extent it does, but in my personal opinion, I love Smokescreen. Not only is it viable when it comes to the corrupted version of it, because think of it like this: you're getting 1v5'd. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys the clip. You're getting 1v5'd. Someone traps you in a gravity field. Oh no, what are you gonna do now? You can't escape. You know what you can do? Pop Smokescreen. Boom, Smokescreen. Oath. Alright, so this has been very weird because a lot of people have different opinions, but in my honest opinion, I believe Blind Seer is back on top again. Not only because they nerfed Arc Border, but Star Kindred, Sinister Halo, stuff like that don't do as much damage as Silas Beam does. On top of that, you also get Tranquil Circle. That's 10% extra monster armor. Come on now. Who doesn't want to be extra tanky? So for this build, I did go Blind Seer. Origin, listen. Origin does not matter. You can choose whatever you want and still make a PVE build. Alright? So please, if there's anything you get out of this video, is that Origin, Race, and Bell truly don't matter. I'ma arguably say Oath doesn't even matter either, because Oath does not make the build. Ice does, Frost Straw does. But me personally, Deepbound, because it gives you access to Castle Light, and it gives you a thing called Call to the Deep. You can legit go to Castle Light wherever in the overworld. Outfit, you can choose many outfits. People love Prophet's Cloak for extra pen damage for mantras. People love Ignition Deep Delver because it gives you a special talent that allows you to block or parry unparryable things. Me personally, if you guys didn't know, Authority Commander works against mobs. Basically, it gives you 15% less posture when there is more than one enemy around you. So when I'm doing solo hell modes, it's the best possible talent that I'm ever going to be needing when it comes to soloing hell mode. Because I either hold block, press F once, hopefully get a parry, just so I can have that little like moment of auto parry window, or like I said, hold F. So this is how you prog the build, guys. You go 50 into Fortitude because you need Reinforce, Exoskeleton, and 2 to finish. From there, you need 50 into Frost Straw because it gives you access to 3-star mantras, okay? The reason why you want 3-star mantras is because you need Ice Cubes, Ice Fisher, and the best of all, Ice Skates. From there, go 50 into Willpower, just because you can unlock Unfazed and all 5 Everlasting Bastion cards, okay? Once you got that order done, you need to go 90 Fortitude, 80 Willpower, 100 Fortitude, 100 Willpower. So you may think the build is done there, but as you guys can see, we are level 15 with 2 points away. This is how you're guaranteed brick wall. Once you have all your bastion cards and reinforced armor, put 1 point into strength, put 1 point into agility, Boom, you hit your final level. This should give you all the rest of the cards you did not get from the beginning or before you shrine, and at one point into heavy. This is the base stats. This is pre-shrine stats. Remember that, guys, because whatever points we have into strength, agility, and heavy, the rest of the points that we have in our like fortitude, willpower, and frostra gets divided into those. So once we're done with that, I'm gonna show you guys the talents you guys are gonna need. Oh wait, you guys might ask, what about vitality? How much vitality? Go 6, 2 erudition, and 4 proficiency. The reason why we want erudition is because we want extra vents, we want extra ether, because it is a little bit of a mantra based build. We're gonna need some ether. For boons, you need steadfast and you need survivalist. The reason why you want steadfast is because you save armor so much by having this. And survivalist, if you are a noob or you just don't care about parasites, choose survivalist, because I guarantee you you're never going to need to touch a lantern while you're doing layer 2 with survivalist. I mean, if you spend too much time out, then yeah, but if you're just doing a basic run that takes you no longer than 6 minutes to get to chaser, get survivalist, because you no longer need to touch a lantern. And for flaws, there's only one flaw that you will ever need to pick, and it's simple. Now you may argue, but simple makes it harder to gain XP. When you are Deepbound, it does not matter if you are simple flaw or not, because you still gain so much XP. I would say arguably it probably gets a little bit difficult once you hit level 17, but even then you still guaranteed 1 point for every mob you kill in the depths. That's 1 point. Think of it like this: you're level 17, you need 15 points. That's 15 mobs you need to kill. What, you're 18? Another 15 mobs. What, 19? Another 15. It's that simple. Now let's pick our cards. Grab your reinforce, grab your brick wall, your defiance, grand support, fishman, exoskeleton to the finish. Grab your neuroplasticity because you're gonna need that. You can get St. J. I suggest you do, because you will be going against other players and this thing is a beast. Think of it like this. Actually, don't even think about it. Just read what it says on there and you would agree with me. Piercing Will, Thresher Claws, Warrior's Respite, Loot Skipper, Impervious Slumber, Blood Iron Spirit, and Scuba Drowner are all the rares you're ever going to need, at least pre-shrine. Grab your Giant Slayer, Underdog, Chilling Flourish, Cryostasis, Last Resort, Uproar, your Glacial Ice, Code Front. Do not go Crystal, because let me tell you guys something. The reason why we don't go Crystallization on this build is because we need Chilling. The reason why this build does so much damage is because we're able to proc No Fly and Clarity with our mantras alone. So we no longer need to Chilling enchant. Grab your Old Habits Die Hard. Grab all your Mental Fortress cards if you're going blinds here. Ether, Health Pack, Armor Conserver, Hardened Nerves, and if you're lucky, or if you're like a min-maxer, grab your full reset. It does not hurt anybody. Padded Armor, Steel Scales, Unfazed. If you have enough cards at the end of your build to grab Turtle Shell, I suggest you do. But if you can't fit it into your build, that's perfectly fine. Do not grab it. And then if you want to go even further and you want to min-max your build and you need a little extra agility or you need some extra HP, 5 HP, it's pretty nice. Grab your family recipe in the overworld, grab your pocket bombs, and grab your hot potato. Alright, from there, once you're done and you grabbed every single card you need, Shrine of Order. Your stats gonna look like this, but I guarantee you your frost draw is going to be a bit lower, because frost or any elemental does not fit within the how shrine normally works. I say, to be safe, subtract 2 every time you make a Shrine of Order build from in the builder 2. So if it's 5, it's 3. Reason why is because that's how it's been lately. It does not apply to the normal laws of how Shrine is supposed to work. For example, if you use a base stat, you can only go down by 25. Frost, that's uncapped. That it does not apply to the same laws. From there, you want to try to keep your agility at 25, because we do need our spine cutter and we need our speed demon. Get your strength to 35. Sorry, get it to 30, because you will be needing lose your mind, because it is an insanity build. That's what you're gonna need. And go immediately into 5 intel so we can get our charge return and our nullifying clarity. From there, you can go start kindred, but it leaves a little points left into your heavy weapon. And if you like heavy and you want more than 80, that's fine, put the rest into heavy. But if you're fine with like 81 into heavy weapon for start kindred, go ahead. It does not change the build. But if you want to do extra damage, you will be needing 3-star damage Evan spears, 3-star damage enforcer axe, hammers, etc. Alright, let's get the rest of the points into heavy. That leaves you with 94 heavy weapon. The build's complete. This is the best the build can be. But I also got to add in that you do not get orbital ice. You don't get proceeding chill, stuff like that. But that's fine. You do not need ice beam for this build. It's fine. Unless you do and you really want ice beam, then go for it. Then get proceeding chill at 60 frost draw. From there, let's go grab our rest of the cards, guys. Grab your condition runner, Wyvern's Claw, carnivore, evasive expert, risky moves. Grab your spine cutter. Grab your lose your mind. Grab your bulldozer, speed demon. So with that being said, you will be needing a minimum of 22 rare cards, so plan accordingly. I can't stress that enough, because people always ask me, how are you fitting all these talents and stuff like that, and you're barely level 17. Well, because I plan for rare cards. So before I Shrine of Order, I make sure I have a minimum of like 18-19 cards, plus I grab the 3 free cards you guys can get in the overworld. I could probably make another video for that for another time, but let's just keep it at that. Grab your time to go. This is what makes the build good. So when you're fighting multiple mobs, taking a life grants a speed boost. You know what applies on a speed boost? Speed demon. Taking a player's life doubles the speed boost and duration. This might be bad, but I figured that it also works against the little divers that spawn in with the corrupted like sharkos and stuff like that. So you could be mad at me for doing that, but if I want that extra speed boost and I want to, like, get to spinning like a Beyblade, I usually do that. And then I have to reset my rep before I go back to Castle Light. But to each their own, you don't have to do that. From there, grab your Grand Feast. This is the card you will need. This is the God of Hell mode right here. The reason why I do not die in Hell mode is because of this card alone. I'm not even joking you. Grab your heavy hitter. Grab your charge return, no flying clarity. Grab your berserker. Grab your ardor scream. Grab your fast blade. Grab your blade dancer. You can go spinning swordsman, but I suggest not to. You're not going to do a lot of running attacks. Grab your one-handed training. From there, let us go over the mantras I use for this build. Now before I do that, I do have to go back to post shrine stats or pre-shrine stats. So I do get Warden Blades and Frozen Servants. The reason why I go Frozen Servants because it has a one-shot posture potential depending on how much like elemental intensity you have and what level it is. In my personal opinion, it works at level 2. Grab your Ice Fisher, Ice Cubes. Grab your Sightless Beam. I haven't tested it out, so I don't know if Rising Frost even works on mobs. Grab your Ice Skates. Grab your Tranquil Circle and Reinforce Embrace. This is what I use on my build. This is all you need. And then I get asked this a lot. What type of deep gems do you use on your mantras? Honestly, I just use whatever I feel is right or appropriate. For example, Warden Blades. You want to use that as much as possible, right? And how do you do that? You put a Blessed Gem on it. Frozen Servants. How do I make Frozen Servants more efficient? I put a Wind Gem just so I can proc a little extra speed boost. Ice Fisher. How do you make that viable or essential for your build? I put a Bloodless on it because it does decent damage. Ice Cubes. Again, it does good damage. Even at level 2, I put a Bloodless on it. Sightless Beam. You better put a Bless on a Sightless Beam. You do not need a Bloodless on something like Sightless Beam because it does too much damage for you to use a Bloodless. Brace. Blue Gem. I don't even know what to do with Brace, but you need to make sure you get that to level 4 because it gives you 9 seconds of hyper armor. Ice Skates, Blue Gem. After the nerfs, you still can use it in layer 2 and you can still get across the little big gap in floor 2, but it does take a lot of ether. Tranquil Circle, another Blue Gem. I honestly don't even know what you're supposed to put on that. And a Reinforce, another Blue Gem. Now you can use extra mantras. For example, I used to use Ice Lance. It's pretty nice, it's pretty solid, but I would only use Ice Lance if I was going Glacial Arc. But I had a little incident. I used Glacial Arc and I used the Ice Lance tech and I flung into the ceiling of the depths and I accidentally wiped and it was not restorable. So I'm never doing that again, but it is good in the overworld. And there could be other mantras that people can use, but in my personal opinion, Ice Eruption was not viable. Ice Forge did not. It tickled. Ice Change barely works on half the mobs. You can get them stuck, and it does apply chilling, but it goes away so quickly it does not matter. Ice Blade doesn't do enough damage. Ice Daggers, half the mobs can't even get aggroed by it. Frost Grab, it makes the mobs so wonky, and they can still hit you while they're grabbed, so it's useless. Ice Beam was pretty solid on my Grand Suda build, but because we're not going 60 Frost, this mantra is basically useless. Ice Spikes, never used it against a mob. I don't think it even works. Exhaust Strike, you do not need. And then for weapon of choice, you can use any weapon you want. Me personally, if I'm going against like Chaser Ethron with a friend, I will always use Grim. I will always use Grim. Now, if I was going to go in there and I'm soloing, I would either use Astral. Or Detonation. And if I was like doing my solo hell mode videos and stuff like that, I would occasionally use my Evan Spear because it applies a lot of damage. It posture breaks in like 1 or 2 hits. It's very good. But you can also use the Enforcer set. You can use either the Axe, Blade, or Hammer. In my personal opinion, the Hammer is pretty solid for posture breaking. The Axe does the most amount of damage. And for the enchants, I do go Detonation always. There's no reason you should go anything else on this Enforcer's Axe. And for stars and type and stuff like that, entirely up to you. If you get lucky and get a 3-star, good for you. You should give it to me. For rings, what rings should you choose? You got to choose the ones that give you the most amount of points. For example, you need your strength, you need your intel, and you need your willpower. I suggest not using Ishin rings because you just feel too squishy, bro. I don't like feeling squishy, so I will never choose an Ishin ring. Maybe if I'm doing like a speed prog, or I'm doing like a speed chaser, speed something, I'll probably do it, but again, entirely your choice. Do not get mad at me if you choose to decide to use that. From there, I would then add in the stat order, just in case people just don't want to watch the video. That's going to be at the end of this video. I want to say thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.